This is the Getting Into Alignment podcast. Here we play in the quantum world of possibilities. If you desire it, you get to have it. My name is Alexa Ray Smith. I'm a business coach and spiritual teacher for women in business. I'm here to help you unlock your personal power and tap into your magnetism so that you can manifest the most incredible life for yourself and build the business of your dreams. These episodes will help you plug into the energy of infinite potentiality and teach you the tools you need to play in this world where limitations don't exist. On this podcast, I'll be talking to you about energetics, mindset, embodiment, spirituality, money, and business. Everything that you want is on the other side of you getting into alignment. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Getting Into Alignment podcast. I'm your host, Alexa Ray Smith. And if you have not yet joined the money game, I just have to tell you that you are missing out. All of my students that are in there right now are having the most insane results. And I have had more people join this container, more people join this program, more people join this challenge than I've ever had anyone sign up for any of my paid programs or paid offers. So when I say everyone, I mean like literally everyone. The results have been so insane. Everyone is telling me that they've already made their investment back. Just even with the amount of value that has been provided, there's a visualization that's a future self visualization that's 20 minutes long on day 2, and that alone is worth your entire investment. If you do that for 30 days, your life is going to change so quickly because you are going to be living as your future self now. When I tell you there is no excuse for you to not be manifesting the most amount of money that you've ever manifested this summer, I genuinely mean it because, oh my fucking God, this is just so good. It's so much fun. I'm having such a blast doing it. And today we are on day 6. So if you join now, you will have instant access to all 6 days. And then you will have the continuing of 6 minus 30, 24 days. You'll have 24 days left of practices and activations and everything that you need to really manifest money so quickly, so easily, because you're playing in a different frequency with money. We're not doing all of the really draining money mindset work. No. In my world, we play in frequency and we really learn to embody a new frequency. So that way we change our physiology and then our mindset changes easily because we've done the work to change our physiology, our body, and our energy. So if you want to join the money game, go to my website. I'll drop the link in the bio here as well. And if you want to do the money work with me for a year and really forever change your money mindset and your money story and your relationship with money and your wealth frequency, then you can join Currency, the money membership, and you will get permanent access, lifetime access to the money game as well as all of the Currency teachings. I've already had one woman reach out to me and she made $500 within 2 days because the way that I approach money is so different than the way you've ever heard money taught or really experienced money before. So if you haven't yet heard, I've also decided to open up a manifesting membership, and it's $33 a month, and you can join whenever, you can leave whenever, there's no obligation, and you'll get access to all of my lives that I have done where I have answered literally, I feel like every manifestation question so far. We've gone deep into mentorship, we've gone deep into energetics, we've gone deep into manifestation and healing and shadow work, all of the things are in there. And so you'll get access to over 40 hours of content right now. And then you can ask me questions in there. And then there's going to be a monthly call. Whether you can make it or not live to the call, you will be able to ask your questions. And if you're not there, I will answer all of the questions that were asked that month in the membership. So I'm so excited. I just opened this up. So I've got a lot of fun ways for you to play in my world. And if you haven't yet gotten my manifesto, because I've had this on my website for so long, but I actually didn't talk about it. I really don't know why. I think because I was just focusing on my programs and everything. But this manifesto is only $11 and it walks you through how to rewire your mind and how to place an order with the universe. So basically, like you are placing an order on Amazon, you know it's coming, you know that you picked out exactly what you want, and it's gonna show up. Like there's no worry, there's no stress, there's no doubt, there's no fear. It's a totally really fun way to play in manifestation. Plus it's super effective because you're gonna learn how to identify and shift limiting beliefs. So that way you're conscious of them and you don't continue to play out those old stories. And again, you get access to everything minus my business school, which does open up next month. But you get access to everything in my Manifestation Academy. So if you want to learn self-concept, love, money, frequency work, quantum physics, like all of the things. Sometimes I'm like, wait, what's in there? There's 15 different classes. You get access to everything so that way you become the person who easily manifests their desires. Because at the end of the day, all of the manifestation methods can be fun, but they can also complicate the fuck out of your manifestation process because you feel like you have to say something a certain amount of times a day, or if you have to write something a certain amount of times a day. And it's like, if you're not actually changing your consciousness level, if you're not actually changing the way that you feel, if you're not changing your habits, if you're not changing who you are internally, your external world is never going to change. And that's when manifestation feels really hard for you because you're expecting the outside world to change without you ever changing. And like I always say to my clients and my students, that is like looking in the mirror and not liking the image that you see in the mirror. So you're shaking the mirror and expecting your image to change. It's the sheer definition of insanity. And I know that we know that with physical and tangible things, but we seem to forget that when it comes to the practical things, we seem to forget that when it comes to the untangible things. Is that a word? The things that we can't see, the inner work is what I'm trying to say here. I just got off of a live stream, so my mind is a little like frazzled. And if you know and you've been watching my videos and you see that I broke my finger, and I just forgot about that because I finally got my nails done and then let Gaia out with my left hand and might have re-injured my finger. So I'm in a lot of pain right now. So just bear with me if I'm using words that don't make sense. We're going to get through this together. But I wanted to record this episode yesterday. And y'all know, if you followed my Instagram stories when I was on Instagram, that we have like an army, like a literal landscape army that comes out and does the lawn work here. And they came out in full force yesterday. So literally I tried to record this 3 different times and it just like was not possible until like super late at night, but I just try not to record then. So I'm going to record the episode now because I feel like this is something that I'm seeing a lot in comments. I'm seeing a lot in the collective. And it's like, once you start seeing manifestation differently, your entire approach to manifestation is going to be so different because a lot of people are focusing on the external world. A lot of people are focusing on the material manifestations. A lot of people are hyper focusing on what this person's saying and what this person's doing and everything that's going on in the 3D. And it's like the 3D is your past self. It's your past consciousness level. It's your past frequency. It's who you were. So you can't keep focusing on the 3D and expecting that to change, because if you're focusing on it and you're getting attached to it, then you're going to keep telling narratives that go along with that past version of yourself. You're going to keep thinking beliefs that align with that past version of yourself. You're going to keep feeling into that past version of yourself. And at the end of the day, we can make manifestation super complicated. We can use a lot of words to explain it, and I do. But at the end of the day, we can also simplify the fuck out of it. And at the end of the day, and like throughout the entire day, you are either showing up as the version of you who has the thing already and feeling into what it is like to have it, thinking like you have it, having the self-concept of somebody who has it, and really moving about your day in that frequency, understanding that the quantum world is the only world that exists. So when you show up in that frequency now, that's when you ground into a new frequency. That's when you ground into a new identity. That's when you start thinking differently because you're feeling differently about your life. And your physiology is what matters, right? You have to change your feelings and your frequency and your energy and your body before you can easily change your mindset. And yes, your mind is creating all of this, but there's a feedback loop between your frequency, your feelings, and your mindset. And it's like everything that you're thinking about your life is really creating your reality. But if you're not doing the frequency work as well and the nervous system regulation work, that's when you really struggle with the mindset work. And I see a lot of people trying to like go balls deep into the law of assumption. And quite honestly, the law of assumption is an advanced energetic principle. Yes, it's a universal law, but if you're not doing the foundational healing work, the foundational personal development work, the foundational mindset work, that's when you're really, really going to struggle to embody the law of assumption. And I'm seeing a lot of people show up and say, well, like, how do you handle the fact that you feel like you're pretending? And it's like, you're not pretending. Even being delusional, you're not necessarily pretending, right? Because pretending is like you're trying to trick the universe and you're trying to trick yourself and you're trying to trick your subconscious mind, and that's never gonna work. It's not that you're pretending to be someone that you're not. It's not that you're pretending to have something that you don't. It's that you are doing the internal work on yourself to feel differently, to think differently, to behave differently, to have different habits, to have a different self-concept about yourself. And when you do this, it's not like you're looking at your bank account and you're saying that you're a wealthy person and you're a millionaire when you have a negative $67 bank account balance. Like, you're not helping yourself by saying that. It's like you need to create a specific affirmation that your subconscious mind actually gets behind, and you need to start building evidence for how this gets to be true for you. You're not, like I said earlier, and like I said on a TikTok video today, you're not looking at a brown table and telling yourself that it's black, because that doesn't do anyone any good. You are saying, okay, let me be accountable, because accountability is how you change, right? You've got to be accountable for who you've been, because the common denominator in everything in your life, in manifestation, is you. You are the common denominator. It doesn't matter what happened in your past. It doesn't matter what happened 10 minutes ago. It doesn't matter what's currently happening in your external circumstances. What matters is who you are being, how you are showing up, how you are thinking, the stories that you're telling, how you are moving, who you're becoming, regardless of what the outside world is saying. Because when you show up as a different version of yourself right now, even though your circumstances haven't changed yet, even though you don't have the manifestations yet, you're not like waiting for the manifestation to show up so that way you can feel differently. And a lot of people are getting stuck there. And then a lot of people feel like they're pretending. But if you feel like you're pretending, you guys know that, like, I give it to you straight. I'm very blunt. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to just like make money off of you. I'm here to genuinely help you and help the collective shift and feel better about themselves and create better lives for themselves. Like, I'm genuinely here to teach you how to be empowered and confident and in love with yourself and with your life. Because at the end of the day, if you just start feeling how you want to feel now, then the physical manifestation is just the cherry on top. And this is what the most potent and the masters at manifestation, like, this is what they know. They know that, yeah, it's really fucking fun to get the external manifestations. It's fun to drive the dream car. It's fun to go on the dream vacations. It's fun to have the dream partner. It's fun to have the dream closet, or like whatever it is, whatever your dream life looks like. Yeah, that's really fucking fun. And yes, you get to have that. But the only way you're going to have that and feel empowered, feel confident, feel in love with yourself, feel in love with your life, feel free, feel luxurious, feel wealthy is if you do the work on yourself to feel that way first. Because 100% of the time, when you haphazardly manifest something and you don't actually feel like genuinely, deeply embodied, feel the love for yourself, feel wealthy, feel whatever it is, when you manifest the thing, it's just going to symbolize and show you how unfulfilled you actually are, or how unloved you actually feel, or how poor you actually feel. And it's actually going to cause more pressure for you. And that's what a lot of people don't get. They think, well, oh yeah, right, when I get the money, I'm going to be happy. And it's like, no, money is an amplifier. If you don't feel happy, if you don't feel wealthy, if you don't feel in love with the work that you're doing, if you don't feel passionate about what you're selling, at the end of the day, the money isn't really going to change how you feel. It's going to change your quality of life, sure. But at the end of the day, it's almost going to make you feel worse because it's going to amplify all of those feelings of unworthiness or the void inside of you or whatever it is. And that's why, and actually the problem is like when you start manifesting more money, then people expect you to be happy and to not have any problems. Like they expect that when you've manifested all these things or you've manifested the money or the success that you're no longer a human. And it's like, no, look at Robin Williams. He was somebody that was able to make everybody in the world laugh for like decades. And then he killed himself because at the end of the day, he was just really good at making other people happy, but he was really bad at making himself happy. And there's nothing worse than manifesting all of the things and not actually loving yourself or feeling fulfilled or feeling happy in the work that you're doing. It's really about feeling how you want to feel now, regardless of what's going on. So that way, when you get the money, when you get the love, when you get the vacation, when you get the opportunities, you genuinely feel worthy of it. You genuinely love doing it. You're genuinely excited about it. You're genuinely in a healthy partnership. You are genuinely feeling safe with the money, like whatever it is. And I see so many of you guys chasing the success, the love, the money, whatever it is. And it's like the more you chase, the more you repel. Because law of attraction 101, you get from the universe what you're giving out from the universe. And if you think of yourself like a big radio transmitter, you are giving off a frequency and you can only receive at that frequency. If you are tuned to 88.1, but you want to be receiving and listening to what's on the channel 106.5, then you know if you were tuning a radio, you would need to tune the radio and put the radio on 106.5 to hear 106.5. Because even if you were on 106.1, you might be able to cut it in and out a little bit. And it might be a little staticky. You might be able to hear some things, but you're not going to be able to fully receive it. You're not going to be able to fully listen to it. You're not going to be able to fully enjoy it. So there's no fucking way if you're tuned to 88.1 that you're going to be able to even come close to hearing it. And it's like, I'm realizing now that because people are having such a difficult time grasping the internal work and grasping the energetic principles and grasping the universal laws, that the part of me, like my hypnotherapy certifications are coming out, and it's like, how can I, and like RRT training is like coming out, because it's like, how can I give you guys more metaphors that are tangible, that is something that you can actually grasp onto? Because the more metaphors I give you, the more that you're not battling it, because it's almost like the energetic principles and the universal laws are elusive to you when we keep making it all mental. Like I always tell you guys as my students and my clients, the mind is a maze and it's going to keep you trapped in that labyrinth because it loves to overcomplicate things, and you've been programmed to overcomplicate things. And when something isn't very tangible, when it isn't something you can see, when it's not something you can hold on to, that's where I see a lot of people struggling. And it's like, so here's another fucking metaphor. If you genuinely wanted to have a healthier body, You would not sit on your couch and visualize you with abs and then go look in the mirror and expect that you would have abs. You would not be able to visualize your way there. Yes, you can glow up sometimes physically, but honestly, the glow up is typically when you start doing the personal development work. But if you were 20 pounds overweight and say that you just wanted to change your body, or say that you were getting married, or say that you were gonna be in some television show or on like doing some modeling gig or whatever it was. But if you were 20 pounds overweight and you were like, I am desiring to have a healthier body, and notice that I'm not saying losing weight, because anybody that tells you to manifest losing weight does not understand how the subconscious mind works, and the subconscious mind doesn't want you to lose anything. That activates survival mode, that activates fight or flight. So healthier body, like I mean getting in shape, I mean building your booty, I mean getting the abs, I mean being in a smaller pant size, I mean having the dream body that you want. If you wanted to have a healthier body, you wouldn't visualize it. What would you do? You would drink more water. You would stop drinking soda. You would stop eating processed sugars. You would stop eating processed foods. You would eat more nutrient-dense meals. You would start taking supplements. You would work out every single day. You would go outside every day. You would get sun every single day. You know that in order for you to change your body, you have to do things. You have to do things. And I feel like a lot of us just want to be lazy with manifestation and just have it like all show up for us. And it's like, manifestation at the beginning is you unlearning how to be the person that you've always been programmed to be, while the majority of people still live in the matrix, while the media still reinforces the matrix. And you're, like I always say, you're putting your blinders on and you're deconditioning yourself from every fucking thing that you've ever been told, because it was all a lie. Like everything about health, everything about happiness, everything about love, everything about money, everything about success, like it was all a lie. Everything you've ever been taught was a lie. So if you just want manifestation to be super easy for you, I'm here to be the only manifestation teacher that tells you it's not going to be until you've done the work. And I'm sorry, but like this is just the way life is. You have to do the work. Just like when you're going to have a healthier body and you go to the gym every single day, you understand that if you went to the gym once, you're not really going to see many results. It's going to be a learning curve. You're going to have to learn how to use the machines. You're going to have to start with lower weights. You're going to have to take your time really, understanding what routine works for you. You're going to have to work on different muscles every day. You're going to have to do different workout routines. You're going to have to use different machines and do different exercises based on what you're wanting to achieve with your body. And it's like, if you show up to the gym for 3 days and then you don't go back for an entire month, you're starting from scratch, basically. Yes, you might have learned how to use the machines. Yes, you might know like your way around the gym, but at the end of the day, you now still have to build in the identity of somebody that goes to the gym. You now need to make it a part of your day to work out. You now need to remind yourself of the machines that you have to do and the exercises that you have to do. And you're going to have to start with the low weights again. You're going to be basically starting over from scratch. And this is what a lot of people are doing. They're willing to write in their journal every single day, but they aren't actually willing to look at their mindset in the moment throughout the day. They're willing to do these manifestation methods, but they're not willing to change their habits. They aren't willing to change their self-concept. They aren't willing to show up differently or put themselves in different environments or surround themselves with different people or invest in a program or utilize their time by listening to personal development books or listening to podcasts. And it's like, these are the people that really struggle with manifestation because they aren't willing to change. They want to still be the same, like, what's that saying? They want to have their cake and eat it too. And it's like, when I was young, I remember I did not fucking understand that at all. Like I did not get what that meant. But it's like, you can't have a piece of cake and look at how pretty it is, or have a whole cake and look at how pretty it is, and not slice into it and take a piece off and then eat it and enjoy it. Because what good is the cake if you're just staring at it? You want to have the cake, but then you have it and then you eat it, right? Like that's how it works. You can't just stare at the piece of cake forever or stare at the whole cake forever. It's just going to go bad. It's just going to rot. Like that would be useless. And so it's like a lot of you are doing that. Like I say this from love, but it's like a lot of you are scrolling through TikTok for 3 hours a day, consuming all of the law of assumption, law of attraction, manifestation teachings via the videos, but you're not investing in a resource or you're not applying the work. And at the end of the day, if you can't lead yourself to apply the work, then you do need to invest in a resource. You do need to invest in a program. You do need to be into a closer proximity, whether that's a group program or mentorship. But it's like you have to realize that if you've been trying to manifest something for a year and it seems like it's equally as far away or further away from you, then you have to really stop and say, wait a minute, is what I'm doing working? And again, this isn't, you're not being tested. You're not being tested by me. You're not being tested by the universe. You're just being responded to. So you have to honestly say, if what I'm doing isn't working, then why do I keep doing it this way? And that's what I really want to land for you guys. If the manifestation feels difficult, if it feels hard, if the money feels hard, if the love feels hard, or whatever it is feels hard, then you have to say, well, how can I take accountability of where I'm at? And how can I look at like, where's the next step? Like, how can I start taking daily steps towards my goal, just like you would if you had a goal to have a healthier body and you wanted to have abs in 60 days. Well, if you replaced abs with your manifestation in 60 days, and you guys know that I don't like putting timelines on things, but I'm just saying, if you approach manifestation like goal setting, it's like, what's the desired outcome? What's the desired goal? What's the desired manifestation? And then let's reverse engineer it. What are the steps that I need to be doing and where am I at? So then every single day you are taking steps that are getting you towards that first step and then towards the second one and then towards the third one. So that way you reach the goal. And it's like, I get that manifestation seems so spiritual, but there are practical applications. Like rewiring your mind is a scientific process. Regulating your nervous system is a scientific process. Recoding your cellular DNA even is a scientific process. Like I always say, I used to say that I felt like my role and my purpose on earth, like years ago when I was still figuring it out, was to bridge the gap between science and spirituality. And now I get to say, science has finally caught up to spirituality. Everybody wanted to act like these spiritual teachers were just like blowing smoke, but they were actually just so much more advanced because they were intuitive and they weren't looking at where the science was at to limit their consciousness level. They were trusting their intuition. They were doing the spiritual work on themselves to be able to tap into higher frequencies, to be able to channel the divine, to be able to communicate with higher intelligence, so that way they were able to teach people. But now what's so beautiful is I can give you all of the spirituality and I can give you all of the science to back it up. So it doesn't matter if you've always fallen into the spirituality camp or you've always fallen into the scientific camp. At the end of the day, society has created these boxes and they've taught us to compartmentalize everything, but nothing is compartmentalized. Everything is holistic. The law of one, we are all just consciousness projected into human form so that way we can experience and feel what it feels like to be in a 3D reality. But at the end of the day, if you think about the holographic universe and if you think about your mind, because neuroscience backs up that your mind is a hologram, the way that a hologram works is you can shine a light on one part of the hologram and the entire hologram shows. So the way that that works in life is if you break it down, every moment is just a picture. So if you think about old school photos, how it was just a Polaroid and a Polaroid and a Polaroid and a Polaroid. If you took a bunch of Polaroids of an event, you would see people in still frames moving and looking awkwardly because you would just see them in the process of movement, but you wouldn't be seeing them moving. Then if you put all of them together on a piece of film and you started playing them via a projector, then it's now creating a movie where you are seeing this movement, but seeing is like quote unquote because it's not like you're actually seeing it. It's just being projected. Your mind is a hologram. Reality is a hologram of what you're projecting out into it. And this is what we decided and agreed upon. That was our soul contract when we came to Earth School. This is the most difficult school that you will ever go through. Like, this is hard knocks. Like, heaven and hell don't exist. They are here on earth. Like, we are in hell when we're living in the matrix, and then we ascend into heaven when we start doing the 4-dimensional work. But it's like you have to understand that every moment you have so much power. You've got to stop giving your power away to the past. You've got to stop hyper-focusing on the future, because the only moment you have power over is this moment right now. And when you understand that, you get to take accountability. You get to take responsibility. You get to actually transform your life, because you are realizing that how you are thinking and how you are feeling in this moment is the only way you're going to quantum leap into another timeline, is the only way you're actually going to change your future reality. It isn't about saying, well, I'll feel better when I have this thing, or I'll feel wealthy when this shows up, or whatever, because you are now just delaying the power that you have in this moment, and you're giving your power away to someone or something outside of you when it's all in you. And when you tap into feeling it now, that's when you create it quickly in your reality. And that isn't about pretending. It's about you doing the personal development work. It's about you doing the mindset work. It's about you doing the frequency work. It's about you doing the love work. It's about you doing the money work. It's about you mastering your internal world, doing the emotional intelligence work, like all of this work. That's why I always tell you guys, it's not about some fucking manifestation method. It is about all of these things. And I see so many of you struggling with manifestation because you're putting these manifestation methods on a pedestal, but you aren't doing the work on you. And that's why you're asking, but why does it feel like I'm pretending? Or so I just have to pretend? And it's like, no, you're not pretending. You're getting to fucking work, not working harder in the external world and burning yourself out. You're doing the work on you. You're doing this intangible work that you can't technically see, but you can feel. You know when you're feeling into lack. You know when you're feeling into abundance. You know when you're thinking into abundance. You know when you're feeling into lack. At the end of the day, like I said, it can be super complicated, but it can also be very binary. 0, 1. That's how a computer program works. And yes, now we have this super, super high-tech digital era that we're living in. But at the end of the day, it's all zeros and it's all ones. It's either 0 is lack, 1 is abundance. Are you focusing and thinking into abundance and speaking into abundance and feeling into abundance now? Or are you speaking, feeling, vibrating, and focusing on lack? And the thing is you've been taught to master lack. I tell you this all the time in the money membership. You've been taught to master lack, and you need to learn to master abundance. And it's like, if you're struggling to master abundance, it's not any shame there. Like, we're not shaming ourselves. We're understanding where we're at, so that way we can start creating a plan to get to where we want to be. And it's like, if you're struggling to feel abundant, if you're struggling to focus on abundance, if you're struggling to speak about abundance, that's just a clear indication that you're not doing the actual work. And the actual work is everything that I've mentioned before. So it's like the material manifestations are literally the cherry on the top. Because the thing is, if you were just feeling how you wanted to feel now, and remember, discernment. I told you that in order to really lock this in and to feel into this, you have to do all of the work. Like, you have to do it all. I teach you how to do all of this work within Alchemy of Manifestation University, like the Academy, AOMU, AOM Academy. whatever name I'm calling it. They're like my pets. Like my programs are like my pets. I give them a bunch of names, but it's all the same fucking thing. I give you everything that you need to know in the Manifestation Academy. So if you're like, I don't even know where to start, get into the Manifestation Academy, because I literally start you with the mindset, with the healing, with the personal development, and I give you the practices to rewire your mind, to regulate your nervous system, to recode your cellular DNA. We start there. Then we go into the universal laws. Then we go into the energetic principles. Then we go into the quantum. And then we add love, we add money, we add human design so you understand your energetic blueprint. It's like, I give you everything, but are you gonna be the one that says, all right, I'm ready to fucking do the work. I'm ready to show up for myself because I'm sick of struggling. I'm sick of the hardship. I'm sick of feeling this way, because at the end of the day, manifestation is a decision. Are you going to decide that you're willing to do whatever it takes so that way you can change? And that means not focusing on the outside world, because at the end of the day, if you felt the way that you wanted to feel right now, you wouldn't care if the manifestation showed up, because you'd be feeling wealthy without the money. You'd be feeling loved without the partner. You'd be feeling empowered without the whatever. It's like you'd be feeling how you want to feel now. So it doesn't matter what's happening in the outside world. You're not putting the manifestation on a pedestal. You're not putting pressure on yourself. You've done the work to master you, so that way you can manifest your dream life. And then it gets to be fun as fuck, and it gets to be easy, and it gets to be effortless, because you put in the effort to change who you were and who you are being. So I need you to understand that if you are still someone that is like, I just don't know, like this manifestation thing doesn't seem like it's working for me. It isn't something that works for some people and it doesn't work for other people. The universal laws are always at play, just like the law of gravity. Doesn't matter if you're in Europe and you drop an apple, or you're in America and you drop an apple. The apple's gonna fucking fall. It's that the universe and the universal laws are responding to you. So at the end of the day, you've got to be serious about doing the work on you. So wherever you're at in your money journey, because let's be honest, that's the thing that people let limit themselves when it comes to investing in themselves. Wherever you're at, there's no excuse. I have a manifesto for $11 that will teach you how to rewire your mind. I have a manifesting membership for $33 with no commitment that will answer basically every question that I've ever been asked about manifestation. And you can ask me personal questions as well. I have the money membership. If you use code TikTok, all capital letters, you will save $10 a month on your membership. I have the money game going on right now, which is like so much fucking fun. And that's going to teach you it's going to teach you in 30 days how to make more traction with money than the last 10 years you've spent reading the books. And you get access to all of it in Alchemy of Manifestation. And if you want to build a business because you've done all of the work, but you're just ready to stop working for somebody else, and you want to make more money in a month than you've ever made in a year before like working for somebody else, and you want to create a legacy, then get into my business school, Conscious CEO, that starts in August. Or if you're ready to just transform your entire fucking life in the next 3 months, then apply for mentorship with me. Wherever you're at, like literally wherever you're at, I'll meet you there. But you gotta be the one that decides and puts some skin in the game. Are you willing to show up for the life that you say that you wanna have? Or are you gonna keep using excuses as to why you can't be that person? All right, I love you guys so much. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to DM me via TikTok at Alexa Ray Smith. That'll be linked in the bio as well. Or I am on YouTube, but I don't think you can't DM me on YouTube, but you can also reach out to me via my website. If you've got any questions, everything is listed there. If you go to the courses tab on my website, you'll see all of the programs, and all of those programs are within Alchemy of Manifestation University, or they are in Conscious CEO, my business school. So it's like if they're business programs, they're in Conscious CEO. If they're anything else, they are in AOMU. And so it's like a no-brainer to just join one of those two, because you'll save thousands of dollars. But wherever you're at, make a move. Because here's the thing is once you start making the moves, then you prove to yourself and you build evidence that you can do it, that it is working, that you can invest at wherever you're at, and then you can work towards it. That's what I did. I told this story the other day, and I should probably do a whole podcast on it, but it was like, the first thing I invested in was like a $33 a month membership, and it felt like an edge for me. But I honestly didn't like the way it was taught, because they taught that the universe was testing you, and I was like, this ain't it. Then I found a woman that I was like, this is her, like she's the woman I want to be in. Her first low ticket program that she sold was $333, and that was a huge fucking edge for me. But I did it because I knew that was the woman that was speaking and teaching the way that I wanted to like be and operate, because I binged her YouTube and her podcast when she had them. Then I invested in the 333, and that felt like a huge edge. And then 30 days later, I invested $3,000 in her program when it came out. If I had never invested in the $33 membership and realized that I really didn't like that, so I needed to find somebody I totally vibed with, I would have never been able to invest in the $333 program. If I had never invested in the $333 program, there's no fucking way that 30 days later I could have invested in the $3,000 program and been confident about that. Then less than 3 years later, you guys, 3 years later, I invested $14,000 in a program, in programs, or like whatever you want to call it, but in a container. But it's like, do you understand that if I had never done the 33, I would have never gotten to the hundreds. I would have never gotten to the thousands. I would have never gotten to the 14,000. I had to start with where I was at and build evidence for myself. The people that say I'll invest when are the people that never invest in the low ticket, so they're never able to invest in the high ticket because they used excuses why they couldn't invest for the low ticket, and those same excuses just get compounded the bigger the price point is. You've got to start somewhere, so start somewhere. This is the only way you're going to change your life. All right, I love you guys so much. If you have any questions, reach out, and until the next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you're ready to go deeper and to get into my world, you can go to my website, alexaraysmith.com. You'll find all of my current programs on there. If you're desiring to get mentored by me, then the best thing to do is shoot me a DM on Instagram, and we can talk about mentorship options and which one's the best fit for you. If you're absolutely loving this podcast, please go rate it 5 stars and let me know why you're loving it. This will help me share the podcast with more people. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and until the next episode, keep manifesting the most incredible life.